Welcome to Topic A, everyone. I'm your host, Gary Perna. This week on Topic A, we're continuing our conversation about Funfest. Funfest, of course, this year, September 12th and 13th in downtown Hazleton. It's something you don't want to miss. We're going to talk about the logistics, the setting up, how all this stuff behind the scenes happens, all this week on Topic A, here and only here on WYLN.
Penn State is right here in the Hazleton area.
We're top ranked by corporate recruiters.
We have four-year degrees, so you can finish here
or at another Penn State campus.
There's new scholarship money available.
And there's no application fee when you visit here.
Penn State Hazleton.
Download your application fee waiver at psu.edu/visit Hazleton.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
Hey everyone, want some close-to-home fun? Join the Keystone Active Zone Passport program to create your own backyard adventure exploring parks, trails, and events. It's fun, easy, and it's free. This year's Passport has more than 30 stops. Enjoy Riverfest in Wilkes-Barre and Pittston. Discover the D&L Trail and more. Register at kazpassport.org. Visit as many stops as you want. Each stop has a question. Find the answers and log them in on the website. Start exploring today.
Last week, WYLN spoke with residents from Banks and Hazel Townships about a mine fire that's been burning in their communities. When a Freeland resident spray painted his home with a message about the police and mayor, WYLN spoke to borough authorities about the residents' concerns. And WYLN brought you all the election information that you needed to know on election night, along with a follow-up the next day. Watch WYLN News at 5:30 and 10. We're your local network.
And welcome back to Topic A, everyone. I'm Gary Perna. I'm joined by Andy Piskel and Jean Bond, who have been on the Funfest committee and involved in logistics for many years, probably almost as long as I've been alive. We were talking, roughly 20 years or so. I'll be 24, so roughly. A lot, you guys have said, a lot has changed. A lot has become better. You've seen the growth Funfest has made over the many years. So, as being part of the men that are in charge of where the booths go, how everything gets set up, what gets done. So, kind of walk us through, and I'll start with you, Andy, kind of walk us through maybe the setup. When does the setup process begin?
The setup process begins usually the day after the last Funfest, as we try to get enough from the vendors that we had the year before to either commit or let us know that they're thinking about coming back. So that gives us a start as to when we can set up the streets again. And a lot of vendors prefer their spot, as they call it. And we try to do that every year, is to give them their spot again. And it progresses through the year as we get more vendors coming in, and we have to juggle them around, place them where it's an advantage to both them and to us.
And I know in recent years with the Broad Street Corridor project, a lot has changed because we're no longer on the sidewalks, we're down on the street. So, that affect a lot with, okay, now, this booth isn't going to fit here. Now we got to kind of slide some stuff around.
When we give the booth, we give the vendors the idea that because most of them are on trailers or they're building their own booths, we tell them we need a 10-foot wide spot, which gives us enough room on both sides of the street now so that the parade can run pretty much unobstructed all the way down Broad Street now. And they adhere to that very well, and we give them 15 feet in length, and the majority of them fit in those in that category.
Now I know, I know covering Funfest for many years for news, a lot kind of starts after Friday night, kind of in the evening hours, you guys are out making sure that some of the people come in Friday to start setting stuff up, we're moving cars, getting stuff set up. Gene, I've seen you many times out there on one of the little buggies trying to get stuff moved or get around. So kind of Thursday and Friday crunch time for you guys, making sure everyone can get in and get set up.
Wednesday and Thursday, what we usually do is we usually mark the spots for the booths. We put it right on chalk on the street there, so the vendors know where they're going to be. They know ahead of time about where they're going to be because we have everything laid out. We have maps that we use. We've done pictures of Broad Street and have everything measured out. So that's already done. So we're already started. Everything's started to get in place already for this year.
I know, and we're in June, so we got July and August, kind of 2 full months before we get into the second week of September. A lot. I know you guys are saying logistic meetings going on constantly, trying to make sure everything fits in, everyone has their spot. Are you seeing different vendors from years past?
We have basically a lot of them are the same every year. Every once in a while we do get new ones that want to come in, and we try and give them a decent spot. But sometimes it doesn't work. They expect larger crowds. Some of the new ones expect larger crowds than what we usually have, but we have pretty good crowds.
I know, and always you go down there, and at some points during the day, you're pushing through, especially right before the parade and right after the parade. It always amazes me how many people we can fit on the Broad Street in downtown Hazleton. I tell them when they put the corridor project, then they should widen everything and push the buildings back. But setting up, you guys have to work with the streets department to get the horses out there and to shut the streets down. So when does that all take place? Early in the morning?
That's already by the week of Funfest. 90% of the horses are where they're going to be set up. The streets department sets them there for us, and
we put them up.
And we'll put some of them up. The streets department will put some up, and that usually takes place. Some of the stuff will take place Friday night. Some of the street closings, and then the majority of the street closings are where we need them will take place Saturday morning.
Funfest weekend obviously is a very long weekend for anyone who volunteers, any of the committee members. You guys know Exception, you got to be there kind of probably early in the morning to make sure everyone gets in the right spot.
Yeah, we're usually there.
5 o'clock.
We're usually up and out around 5. We'll try and get some breakfast in, and then we're usually on the street no later than 6:30. And you'd be surprised how many people come in at 6:30 that want to set up and things like that. Now this year we have a little bit different setup that we're running on Broad Street. This year we're intermingling the craft show with the vendors on Broad Street to give it, to fill it better, and to give it some good continuity down the 3 blocks that we actually will run.
I know this year with some of the changes that have been made, some things are closer together than before, so somebody doesn't have to walk from one end all the way to the other end to see stuff. They'll be able to start at one section, kind of make a loop and be able to go around. So logistically, how has it been fitting all that in, getting the craft show in there? And also you have to think about use of the parades.
It's I'm not going to kid you a little bit here. It can be a nightmare, but it works. By late Saturday morning, we're sitting there looking around, saying, "Okay, we're in good shape." But then there are people that just come in Sunday, so we have to make sure that their spots are still viable and open, and nobody's encroached into their areas. And so it's a busy couple days.
One thing with the corridor project, it did give us more room. We found out it gave us more room for vendors on the street.
Having them up on the sidewalks, I can remember going down and they would be up. Some stands would be up this high, some stands would be up this high because of the sidewalks. But now everything's very easy for everyone.
But I mean, we got more vendor space with it being on the street than what we had on the sidewalks.
It works out a lot better.
Yes.
And in the last 2 years with the parade, there have been no issues with the parade going down with them being out on the street?
No, it's been good.
All right, well, I have about 30 seconds before we go to break, so anything from the logistics crew that we want to send out to anybody who may be thinking about coming out to Funfest?
Come and join us. We're
have fun with
group.
us.
Yeah, have fun. We enjoy it. We enjoy meeting people and seeing people we see every year, and we enjoy the vendors too. We have made some good friends over the years, and it's a lot of fun.
All right. Well, Andy and Jean, thanks so much for coming on and talking with us. And I guess, again, Funfest is September 12th and 13th in downtown Hazleton. And if you see these guys out, they'll be on the little buggies. You can yell at them if you can't get to a booth. These guys are in charge of that, just so you know. And, of course, stop them and talk to them, because these guys are very knowledgeable about Funfest and about our area with all these events. Stay with us. More with Topic A when we come right back.
All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
For all your projects, large and small, Bedrock Gardens has it all. They are fully stocked and ready to fill your order. Rubber mulch and rubber curbing to match. Lots of color choices to pick from. Wall stone, natural stone, full pallets ready to go. Their bins are full with rich colored quality mulch that will look wonderful all season long. Finish off your fabulous outdoor space with their quality patio furniture and easy to assemble fire pits. Everything you need for your summer projects. Delivery available, or just stop by and they will load you up. Bedrock Gardens, locally owned and operated. Call today.
A winning smile. It's not the secret to success, but it sure helps. Protect your smile by visiting Dr. Weiss for complete dental services. Dr. Weiss offers a full-service denture laboratory on premises, offering dentures in one day. 3 dentists, 4 hygienists, and a team of caring technicians and assistants specializing in quality dentures and repairs, complete general dentistry, extractions, cleaning, and caps. Dr. Weiss, where you can have new dentures in one day.
We're looking for a dealer that will take the time to get to know our needs.
And hook me up with something that has some all-wheel drive and some power. Blam!
And what will you be using the car for primarily?
Cycling, snowboarding, kayaking, you know.
Gardening, antiquing, and commuting to work.
I've got just the car.
Lease a 2015 Forester 2.5 ICVT for only $222 per month from Fairway Subaru in Hazel Township.
The right car.
The right price.
The right dealer. Fairway Subaru.
The Beer Garage, 202 East Diamond Avenue in Hazleton. More than just beer. Coffee, all sizes, only $1. Get your lottery tickets here, too. Stop in today, The Beer Garage in Hazleton. At Whitetail Preserve, they pride themselves with giving their guests 5-star service. They are now open for lunch 6 days a week and offer limited delivery service for lunch to businesses in Cunningham, Valmont, and Humboldt Industrial Park. Call them at 570-384-2314.
Go hog wild for Iron Pigs Baseball. WILN is televising the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs Live, America's favorite pastime on your local network, WILN TV 35. See the Major League Stars of tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park. Don't miss any of the games here on WILN TV 35. Visit WILNTV.com for a complete Iron Pig schedule. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on WILN, your home for live sports.
Welcome back. We had a little change here. Andy left and Julie's now joining us, and we're going to continue to talk about the logistics and the setup and kind of all the behind-the-scenes stuff with Funfest, which is a huge undertaking, and we've said this many times on these shows, a volunteer army of hundreds, thousands at some point, getting everything set up. You know, and something you don't realize is, how all the vendors get in there, how they all get set up, the booth gets set up, and everything that goes on. And Julie's going to talk real quick about some of the events that kind of go on throughout the day. You know, you see maybe the trike race that takes part in the middle, maybe the senior activities, or, something for the kids that's kind of set up and then tore down and something else comes in there. there's multiple committees that handle all that.
Right. We've got a craft show committee who handles placement of all of our crafters that come in for the event. We have a separate car show committee that organizes bringing all of the cars in and making sure that they're placed on the street so they're not obstructing vendors or anything like that. We've got a committee that handles our senior activities, our kids activities, all the little things that need to go on during the rest of the event while these guys are maybe handling vendors or dealing with an electrical issue that no one knows about. So things that go on all day long, like our pierogi hockey slapshot challenge, need to be set up and torn down, and our little people just go and be where they need to be and take care of everything so the event moves along smoothly and that there's something going on at all times.
I know you see during the event you will see hundreds of these red shirts kind of just mingling in and around. I know Mr. White Knight, I pass every year when we drive in. He's always at Laurel Street and mine. I stop and talk to him probably 100 times throughout the 2 days, you know, letting people in and out who needs to be there, doesn't need to be there. Staging a lot of things. I know you have the ambulances standing by, you know, making sure they can get easy in and out. The car crews, the car show I should say, making sure they get in the right spots and everything goes. So it's not just one person, there are multiple people on multiple committees.
Right, and while we do have the separate subcommittees for the different things, if the booth boys need help with something, somebody is free, they go and help. I mean, we really are truly a family in that if somebody needs help with something, no one says, oh, I do craft show, that's all I do, so I'm not going to help you. Everybody pitches in and does what needs to get done for the weekend, and that's how the event works.
And I know, Gene, you and Andy were talking about getting the vendors in there and getting them set up, you know, and now this year you have kind of a new obstacle of making sure that there's enough room for the crafters and everything else going on. So, you know, you got to make sure, well, you have 15 feet, you got to make sure this guy has exactly, you know, so they can get in. So it's a little challenge for you guys this year, too.
Yes, we even have some vendors that will measure. They'll come in, they'll measure their spot, make sure they have their 15 feet.
Right. And I guess it also some of them trailers, they got to make sure they get them in there before the next guy gets in there as well.
Yep. So, well, some guys have dollies that they can, you know, jack them in there and straighten them out. So, well, the crafters, mostly the crafters have basically just tents and tables. So that's not going to be too much of an issue. I can't see that being an issue.
And I know this, you know, a lot of changes have been made from the previous years into this year to kind of make everything flow easier, making people be able to see multiple things that are going on. You know, and we keep talking about the craft fair, but putting them in between some of the vendors. So people who may have come out for just a craft show are now able to see all the vendors, they're able to see everything that's going on.
Right, exactly. It's our idea in putting the crafters on the street with the vendors was to give them more visibility as far as you know, people coming downtown. There are people who come for food who may not necessarily know that the craft show is in one certain area in a lot or walk over there. This way we feel if they're mingled in with everyone else, people will see them as they're walking by and say, oh, you know, maybe I want to stop and take a look at that.
Now I'm gonna test your brain, Julie, because you just said before. I'm gonna test you. Where are the car show? Where's that happening? We said the craft show is happening in the midst of everything. Do we know where the hockey slapshot's happening yet? The pierogi slapshot?
Not yet.
See, I was testing your brain.
That's to be determined. I'm going to guess probably somewhere around the vicinity of Wyoming Street this year, just because we've moved things around a little bit. The car show, again, will be, all the cars will be placed down the center of the street between Laurel Street and down to Pine.
Awesome. Now, I've understood you correctly. I think you told me this last time. One major bandstand area kind of in the middle of everything this year.
Yes, we're doing one major stage this year, and then we're doing the performance area that we've always done in the past years, you know, for smaller groups to perform, for our dance studios, that type of thing, things that don't fit on our stage as entertainment.
Now, this falls under the setup committee. How do you get all these young dancers, you know, and performers into these areas and make sure they're set up? Who's in charge of that?
Well, Mike Stosar is our entertainment chair. He helps to set up the schedule for when they're going to appear and when and at what times. And it's a pretty well-oiled machine. You know, the dance studios and the karate studios and whatnot that we have been coming for years to support our event. They know what time they're scheduled. Their people come, they show up, they do what they need to do, and you know, go enjoy the event.
Yep.
And it seems every year there's some changes made, but you always get your favorites, whether it's the quarterback club, maybe a favorite performer who keeps coming back, other favorite food stands, the craft shows, the car show, and all that. You know, what is the thing that draws them to Funfest to keep coming back year after year?
Well, I think a lot of it is just the atmosphere of the event. That it's a free family event, that it's located on the street level where it's easily accessible. Our area is easily accessible by interstate from pretty much anywhere. And really it's a credit to the people who organize this event, the guys who go out and solicit different vendors to come in every year. Our craft committee who goes out to seek out new crafters to come in. You know, Mike who seeks out our entertainment, you know, to keep things new and different every year. I think that's what draws people to the event itself and what helps to bring vendors to it.
Some of the changes that will be implemented for this year, with everything kind of together, thoughts on making it better for everyone to see every aspect of Funfest, not just one little thing.
Right, that was our whole idea in shortening our footprint a little. First of all, better traffic flow. In not closing Church Street, that was one of our largest complaints from people, both from out of the area and here within the area. So we're trying to be cognizant of our community in which we live and making things easier for the people who live here while they still get to enjoy our event. And in combining all of our booths together, we feel it puts the whole event together as one unit, as it should be. You know, we're all about community unity, and by putting everything together, I think it's the best way to showcase that we are one community, make our whole event, you know, not one thing over here, one thing over here, one thing in another spot. Everything is together, so there's, no matter where you are within the event, there's something for you to enjoy.
Okay, all right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to, we have 4 minutes, we're going to close the show. We're going to talk about maybe the theme this year and what it means for Funfest going into September 12th and 13th in downtown Hazleton. We'll be right back.
Well, I'll never forget it. 1 minute, we were talking about going to the movies, and the next, Maggie could barely speak. It was a stroke. I thought I was going to lose her. But I never saw doctors work so fast. Anyway, she's coming home tomorrow. I just hope she doesn't yell at me for killing all the plants.
Family owned and operated, the experienced professionals at Lehigh Tire have served the residents of the greater Hazleton area for over 55 years. From our full line of passenger, light truck, and commercial tires to our automotive services including tune-ups, inspections, oil changes, and alignments.
Every time I've ever done business here, they've been very polite, straightforward, and the job gets done quickly and right.
Find the right tire for the right price today at Lehigh Tire.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill, and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Watch Off the Beaten Path and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed on WYLN TV 35.
And welcome back to Topic A, everyone. I'm Gary Perna, and I'm joined by Julie and Jean, who are in the Funfest committee, and I want to continue on a subject that we brought up before we went to break. And Jean, you brought up a good point about people keep coming to downtown Hazleton and why the Funfest is still striving after all these years. And something, one of the big things is the car show.
Yes.
And you keep seeing repeat people year after year after year.
Yeah, you talk to different people, and that's one of the reasons why they come downtown, to see the car show on Saturday, and then the parade on Sunday. I mean, those are your two big items. And yeah, we have the food vendors. Yeah, we have the crafters. People come downtown to see the crafters too. But I mean, those are your two biggies.
And I know it seems it's year after year. You have either the same people with the same cars, or it's the same people with new cars. We were talking, so they get a little bored with this. Yeah, we did everything we could at this one. We're going to now try this one. But it's just so cool to see so many local people continuing to stay and support organizations like Funfest each and every year. So my next thing I want to ask about is we still have time for vendors. We still have time for people to come out, nonprofits, vendors who are looking for something to do. And Julie, how many spaces and, what are you still accepting?
We still do have space for commercial vendors, which would be your professional food vendors. We have space for nonprofit organizations, which again is the backbone of what the organization was started for in the first place, was to give the local nonprofit organizations a chance to raise money to support their organizations throughout the year. So any nonprofit that comes to us, we would never ever in a million years turn away. We've got space for crafters left. And again, like I said, that intermingled on the street with everyone else. So there's not too much of a space issue. If we need to push down a little further, we can always do that. But the applications for the crafts and for the vendors and nonprofits are available on our website at hazletonchamber.org under the Funfest tab.
And of course, they can also, if anybody has any questions, they can get in contact with you. You're right there at the chamber and handle all the Funfest stuff, so they could just call the chamber number, 455-1509.
Yes.
See, you got it. And you can talk directly to Julie, any questions or problems. And something else cool this year, I love the theme this year, the homecoming theme. Why was it fitting this year? I know we talked about it in previous shows, but why was it fitting this year to have that be the theme for kind of this revamped, if you can call it that, Funfest?
Well, Funfest is really trying to get back to its roots and to what it was originally intended for, which, as I said, is a fundraising opportunity for nonprofit organizations and to bring the community together. People who maybe live out of the area, who do come back just for Funfest weekend to see family and friends and that type of thing. So it's just a way to bring the community back together and reunite everyone.
And I know that is, and it's so true. You see after your people have family reunions that are around it. People have weddings that are around it. So it kind of works out for everyone. A great weekend to meet people you may have graduated with or stuff like that. So it always seems to be the perfect weekend because you get the perfect nice weather. We're always fingers crossed with that. And also the parade, because you were able to see what currently is going on right now in the greater Hazleton area.
Yes, absolutely. We have always a lot of great entries in our parade, and this year we're making a special effort to try to get more high school bands, not just from the local area here involved, but from the surrounding communities as well. That's something that all schools do take a great deal of pride in, is their high school band, if they're so fortunate as to still have a music program in their schools. So we're trying to get more of them involved. And new this year also, we're working on a corporate float division.
Oh, cool.
For the parade, to get some of the companies kind of, competing against each other to bring some more floats back to the parade as well.
And I know there, a lot of stuff, whether it be Funfest or any other type of event, wouldn't be going on without corporate and the businesses and the residents of this area. So it's crucial for everyone to take pride in their community.
Absolutely.
Whether you live in Hazleton or in the surrounding communities, this is our neighborhood, this is our area. We got to take pride in it.
Absolutely. We're fortunate to have so many corporate sponsors among the business community here, YLN chief among them, who is our official parade sponsor. We have so many companies, like I said, that are so devoted to their community and come out and either man a booth, help with the parade, provide financial support so that we can continue the event. There really are so many companies here that do care about their community and are committed to helping us succeed.
All right, well guys, thanks so much. We're out of time. Thank you for joining us. And of course, we'll continue with Funfest next month, where we'll be talking about parade and entertainment. Thanks for joining us on Topic, everyone. I'm Gary Perna. We will see you next time.